Hi moms, Rose here. So today I wanted to go over briefly safe ways to cradle hold your child. And when I talk about safety, I'm talking about your safety, moms. I want to make sure that when you are holding and cradling your sweet little one, that you don't end up injuring yourself. So if you have any questions on this, please feel free to contact me. If you feel like you want to go more in depth on this hold or any other holds that you typically use on your child, feel free to set up a one-on-one with me. I definitely would love to go over carrying your baby safely with you. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you to our baby model. And that is my Cabbage Patch Kid doll. So this definitely dates me, right? So with the cradle hold, which is something that us moms with our newborns, with our infants, sometimes even with our older children, we'll go ahead and cradle them and hold them. And sometimes we're all holding this position for a long time. And, you know, those days, weeks, months, years add up. So we want to make sure that we are doing it in the most safest way for you as possible. So typical cradle hold is, you know, from maybe the torso up of the baby is on our forearms. And from the bottom down, we kind of have them resting in our hands with our wrists bent in an awkward way. And I mean, I know you moms can already feel how just really uncomfortable this position is. So, you know, listen to your body. If it feels uncomfortable, then that just means that you are, you're not positioning your bodies in the most optimal way. So going on, so we'll have our wrist bent, kind of tweaked down. We'll have, you know, the baby's bottom in our palm, our forefingers kind of, you know, either holding more of the baby's bum, or if they're little and newborn, kind of their legs. But another big thing that is happening when we're holding our babies is, as you can see, my thumb is kind of stretched away from the rest of my fingers. And, you know, that's gonna put a lot of stress on those thumb tendons. You know, those tendons attached to the muscles that help to move the thumb away from the rest of your fingers. That's gonna stress those tendons. So just this whole thing, actually this whole position with your wrist tweaked down and your thumb stretched up, that's gonna leave you vulnerable to something called mommy thumb, which is inflammation of what we were just talking about, those tendons that move your thumb. So it's a very painful condition, painful for gripping, pinching, can lead to weakness, stiffness, all sorts of problems. So you definitely wanna watch out for the position of your hand, wrist, and arm when you are cradling your baby. So let's go ahead and first talk about how important it is to keep your hand in line with your forearm. Anytime that you're keeping your body aligned, meaning, you know, us therapists call it neutral, but basically it's generally keeping your body straight. That gives your body the best mechanical advantage, which basically means using your body in the best way possible. Best effort, or I'm sorry, most efficient with the least amount of effort, hence, you know, least likely to cause injury. So you want to try and keep your hand in line with your forearm. And then the other suggestion is to try and keep your thumb closer to the rest of the four fingers. So with those two things in mind, how do we then change how we're cradling our baby? So what you want to do is, again, you know, you're going to have the majority of your baby's body, so the torso and the head, still resting on the forearm. But when you're trying to now hold the baby's bum, from the bum to the legs, what you want to keep in mind is trying to keep your hand in line with your forearm. So the weight of your baby is still on your arm. It's on there, it's stabilized on there. It's just a different feeling. So it's going to feel strange and uncomfortable because you're not used to it, but it is the best position to keep you healthy, mom, to keep you as you know, uninjured as possible. You can go ahead and use your other hand to go ahead and stabilize the body. And again, you want to try and keep your hand in line with your forearm. Keep everything as straight as possible, okay? Now, if you know that you're going to be holding your baby in this cradle hold, or just generally holding your baby, whatever the position is, you want to maybe consider using a baby carrier or a baby sling, something that basically takes the work away from you, okay? And again, I would be more than happy to go over different sorts of baby carriers and baby slings. That would be a good idea for long-term hold of the baby, okay? So hopefully those suggestions are helpful. Again, try and keep your hand aligned with your forearm and your thumb close to the rest of your fingers, okay? So, when you're holding your body, just constantly keep in check of that, okay? And then the third thing is, if you're gonna hold your baby for a long time, think about those carriers, think about those slings, okay? So hopefully those helped. Thank you, bye.